Hello friends, in last video we have seen recursive program for Fibonacci series and we have analyzed it. And what was our conclusion from there? Our conclusion was that we can apply dynamic programming here. And to apply dynamic programming we have two methods. One is top-down method and another is bottom-up method. And in this video we are going to see top-down method. And first of all, if you have not watched my previous video, then please go and watch that video. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for you to understand it. Now, let's come to this particular video. So, we are going to see top-down code. Another name for top-down is memoization. As the name suggests, we are remembering something here. And what we are remembering? See, what we are doing in recursive program is we are making function call, and if we have calculated value for any function for the first time, then what we will do? We are going to save it, and where we are going to save it? We are going to save it in our memory, and to save it, what we need? We need a data structure. And what can be the data structure here? Data structure can be list as well as dictionary. Okay? And what I am going to use in today's video, I will use list. Now you have a data structure. What else you need? You need dimension of this data structure. Okay? That is, will it be a one-dimensional list or a two-dimensional list or a three-dimensional list? And once you have the answer for that thing, then you will need the size. So how we are going to find out the dimension of this particular data structure? We are going to take the help of recursion tree to find dimension of the table. See, how many variables we have in this particular function? We have only one variable, and what is that? That variable is n. So dimension will be 1. That is, it will be a 1D list. Okay. Now we have the dimension. What we need? We need size. See, here I am making a call to fib of 6, and how many unique function call we are making here? We are making unique function call fib of 6 to fib of 1. That is, we are making 6 unique function call here. Okay, function call. So what can we conclude from here? If I am making a function call to fib of n, then number of unique function call will be n. That is, my table size will be n. And what I will do here? I will take my table size to be n plus 1. Why? It will help us in indexing. Now we have table size. And one more thing, I am saying table again and again instead of list. Why? See, in dynamic programming, we basically use a table. Okay, theoretically. And depending upon the language you are using, here it is list. If you will be using C, C++, it will be array. So a common term is table. That's why I am saying table again and again. So now what we have? Now we have table size. What else we need? See, we have, suppose I have calculated a value. I am going to store that particular value in a table. But we need to check in that particular table whether we have updated it or not. Okay, and if we have not updated it, that means I have to calculate it. Correct? So to do that, we need an identifier. And one more thing, what was our Fibonacci series? 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. Is my Fibonacci series has any negative value? Answer is no. So if my identifier will be -1, are we safe or not? The answer is yes. So my identifier will be here -1. Now we have table dimension, size and identifier. So we are going to create table. So tab will be equal to -1 identifier, that is identifier into n plus 1. What it will do? It will create a list 0 1 dot 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 to n. Here it will be -1. Okay. So every cell will be initialized with -1. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to modify this recursive code and will transform this particular code into a top-down code. And to do that, what we need to do, wherever we are returning, we just need to save it before returning, and in next line we will return it. So what I will do, here I am returning. So before returning, what I will do, in tab of n I will update it. Okay. And in next line I will return it. So this is one change. Here also I am returning. So what I will do, first I will save it in my table, tab of n equal to 1, and we will return after that. So this is the modification, but are we checking somewhere that whether we have calculated this value earlier or not? No. So I also need to add one more line, and what is that? It will be a if check, that is if tab of n is not equal to -1, what it means? I have updated that particular cell. Okay, and if I have updated that particular cell, then what we will do? We will just return value of that particular cell. Return tab of n. Now let's see how this particular code will execute for fib of 6. So first of all, for fib of 6, a memo table will be created with the name of tab. Okay. Suppose this is the memo table. Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Every value will be initialized with -1. Now let's come to the function calls. So first of all, fib of 6 will be called, and what fib of 6 will do? It will check this condition, whether I have updated tab of 6 or not. So as you can see, in tab of 6 it is -1. So this condition will be false, as tab of n is not equal to -1. So control will come to this particular line. Then it will check if n is smaller than or equal to 2, n is 6. So this condition will also be false. Then control will come to this particular line. And this particular, what we are doing? We are making a call to first fib of n-1, then fib of n-2. So first function call will be made to fib of n-1, and n is 6. So fib of 5 will be called. And once fib of 5 will be called, this second part will be on hold. Okay? Till the time we do not have the answer of fib of 5. That means fib of 5 will come for its own execution, and it will check whether tab of 5 is updated or not. Tab of 5 is not updated. So this condition will be false. Control will come to this particular line, and this condition will also be false, and control will come here. That is, fib of 5 will call fib of 4, and fib of 3 for fib of 5 will be on hold. Now fib of 4 will come for its execution. This condition will be false, this condition will be false, control will come here. Fib of 3. Again fib of 3 will come for its own execution, and this condition will be false, this condition will be false, control will come here. That is, it will make a function call to fib of 2, and when fib of 2 will be called, this condition will be false, but this condition will be true. So what will happen after that? In fib of 2, that is tab of 2, in tab of 2 I am updating 1, and after that I am returning 1. So fib of 2 will return 1. After that, what will fib of 3 do? Fib of 3 will make a function called to fib of 1. And when fib of 1 will be called, this condition will be false, but this will be true. So in tab of 1, I will update 1. I will update 1 here. And after that, 1 will be returned. Then what will fib of 3 do? See, fib of 3 has the answer for fib of 2 as well as fib of 1. So it will sum it up, and in tab of 3, it will update 1 plus 1, that is 2, and in next line it will return tab of 3, and it will return tab of 3 which is 2 to fib 4. Got it? Then fib of 4 will make a function called to fib of 2. This condition will be true now. Tab of 2 is not equal to minus 1. So 1 will be returned from here. Fib of 4 will sum it up, and first we'll update 3 here, and in next line it will return 3 to fib of 5. Then fib of 5 will make function called to fib 3. Then this condition will be true. As you can see here, fib of 3 is 2, which is not equal to minus 1. So fib of 3 will return 2 from here. And what will fib of 5 do? Fib of 5 will sum it up. And first we'll update in the tab 5. So 5 will be updated here, and in next line 5 will be returned to fib of 6. Then fib of 6 will make a function called to fib of 4. Got it? Now a function call is made to fib of 4. This condition will be true, and 3 will be returned from here. Fib of 6 will sum it up, and in table it will update it, and in next line it will return 8 from here. Now let's analyze this top down tree. So if you will analyze this tree carefully, then you will notice that any function is at max going to be called 2 times. For example, take fib of 3. Fib of 3 will either be called by fib of 4 or fib of 5. It will not be called by fib of 6. Similarly, fib of 2 will be either called by fib of 3 or fib of 4, not by fib of 5 or fib of 6. Got it? So at max any function will be called 2 times. So maximum number of function call will be 2n. Got it? So my time complexity here will be order of n. And what was the time complexity of recursive program? Time complexity of recursive program was exponential. So you can see, using memo table, we have reduced an exponential program to a linear program. Okay? Exponential to linear using memo table, that is DP technique, dynamic programming technique. So this is time complexity. Now space complexity. See, I am using a list of size n and dimension 1. So space complexity will be order of n. I have a question for you. Can we reduce this space complexity? Please answer this thing in the comment section. This is all I have for this particular video, friends. And if you have liked this video, then please like, share and subscribe, and thanks a lot for watching. In next video we will see bottom of code.